Oh no, what are you going to do?
I'm really excited about it, actually.
Hope no one from work watches this.
And that was the turning point for me.
I'll wear the trousers. Liz picks the colour.
I'm not going to have children because I'm too scared.
What's a mukbang?
Chef's kiss.
No, put it back.
It's not me, it's the baby.
Yeah. The idea of this is to get to know you guys a bit better in the comments and for you guys to get to know us a bit better, because on Instagram or on YouTube comments, we get loads of questions about what we do, what we're up to, who we are. So we thought we'd do a mukbang. I didn't really know what a mukbang was, and if you're watching this and you don't know, let us know in the comments. Basically, it's where you eat loads of food and answer questions.
I'm going to go through the food that I've got for you.
Yeah.
So,
Can I have my drink, please?
yeah, of course.
Okay.
What
drink is it?
Diet Coke. And then you got Piff It. It's not lottery anymore, is it?
Lottery? You mean Monopoly?
Lottery, not Monopoly. It's not Monopoly, is it? What did you get?
I'll swap you. Mine's better.
Mine's better.
I bet you mine's better, honestly, if you want to trust me on anything.
Don't look.
All
Look
right.
that way.
Oh, okay. Is it backwards?
You're looking. Done?
Yeah, it's backwards, but...
I'm actually not swapping.
Why?
Because I won
You hit your favourite?
a Big Mac.
Oh, I got medium milkshake, so...
Oh, I'll take them both, shall I?
Hey, man.
First off, obviously, chips.
Nice.
One each. 2 double cheeseburgers. Can't go wrong with double cheese. It's literally the best thing in the world. When I was pregnant with Roman, I would carry one in my pocket just in case. The dip. I remember when they first brought them out at McDonald's, they were
I
20.
don't even want that. I don't even like that dip.
Wrap of the day.
Nice.
Not only is it the wrap of the day, it's the best wrap of the entire week.
The mayo one.
It's the garlic mayo chicken wrap.
So I cannot tell you how many times on my way back from football, from work, I just get this message. Are you passing McDonald's?
It's not me, it's the baby.
Apparently the baby really loves a garlic chicken mayo wrap.
It's so good. The Steakhouse Stack.
Nice.
One for you, one for me.
What's this? Have I had this before?
We did have one recently.
Oh.
Last but not least, 20 chicken nuggets, because who has McDonald's if they haven't?
Nice.
And then I got barbecue, sweet chilli, and I asked her for curry. She's giving me ketchup because you like curry, don't you?
Drive back. Go back right now.
So I put something on our Instagram, and then we've got all the questions. So I'm going to go through them. So first one, will you be moving to a bigger house now you'll have 2 babies? Don't you only have a 2-bed?
So, no, we're not going to be moving to a bigger house just yet. Obviously, we have aspirations to get a bigger house. This isn't our forever home. But I think there's a bit of an issue just with the Western world at the moment. Society thinking that children have to have their own room from birth. So we've actually had this question a lot from like friends and family, and people say, oh no, what are you going to do? You've got a 2-bed and you're having a baby. Like, I shared a room with my brother.
I shared a room with my sister.
Yeah, and like even the people that were asking us, like a lot of friends and family that done it, that asked us, they also shared with siblings. So I don't think it'll be an issue at the moment. They'll share for the first couple of years, even if we have a little girl, you know. We could go up into the loft as well, you know, and then they've got their own room. There's loads of opportunities. So,
how are you feeling? Are you suffering with sickness at all? I've got it bad. Sorry to hear that you've got it bad. Not really. With Roman, I was nauseous from the moment I found out to 20 weeks, but I never actually threw up. With this baby, I've not really had any morning sickness whatsoever, which makes me think it's the girl. With
Roman, you got a lot of morning sickness towards the end as well, didn't you?
Oh, that wasn't morning sickness. That was GERD, is it indigestion? Heartburn. That was heartburn, and they call it severe heartburn. It's called GERD, I think, when you're pregnant.
I remember we would go to bed, and if Liz ate even like a pea after 5 p.m, it was like coming straight back up, or you were in agony, weren't you? So we had to have dinner really early.
I woke up on a few occasions in my 3rd trimester with Roman. If I'd eaten after 5 o'clock, and I was choking on my own sick because I'd thrown up in my sleep. And that's a really common thing with ladies in their 3rd trimester.
Next one is, How many children do you want? I guess I'll start. She's got a mouthful of food. So I'm from quite a big family. My mum is one of 5, and then of the 5, 2 had another 5. If that makes sense. I've got a lot of cousins, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't really class my cousins as cousins. They're like brothers and sisters because we saw them every weekend, and we're like a really close family. So I originally would have wanted 4 or 5, but then after the first one,
We met Roman.
Yeah, then I met Roman, so I was like, oh, this is harder. Do you know what? I've got to take my hat off to my mum and then my aunties and uncles. Growing up, they just done it at a canter. Like, they just honestly bossed it and made it look easy. Now we're pregnant with the second. I would love the second to be a little girl, and then I would be quite happy with 2. I don't know about you. If it was another boy, I think I would want to go for a third.
Yeah. I feel like my number was always 3. My sister has 3 children. She has boy, boy, girl. But after having Roman, like, children are hard work. They're lovely and it's the best thing you'll ever do, but they are hard work. And they fill your time. So I think I don't think we'll make a decision now, will we? We'll see how we get on with 2, and then we'll make our decision. Whether it's boy or girl, we'll make our decision after we've had 2. We can't know.
No. And fun fact, Liz also wanted a big family originally. I think around 5 months, she came to me and said, I'll be happy with Roman. And I went,
I remember that.
I will too.
We were both like, yeah, let's not do this again.
No. How is Roman with your cats? I'm pregnant and have 3 cats.
Wow.
They are my babies.
Oh.
So how is Roman with your cats? I'll let you answer this one. I think you're better equipped because you're with him all day, you know?
Who's really obsessed with our cats, actually? Like, cat was his second word that he ever said.
Before daddy.
Before he said mama, then cat, then daddy, I think it was, wasn't it? There's one of them now. Nina, that's so weird you came over at that time because we were talking about you.
You could hear the word cat.
Yeah. So he is obsessed with them. He loves them. He follows them around. They're not very sociable, our cats. So they run away from him. If he can get close enough to try and touch them, that one, Nina, is very patient with him, and she'll let him, and he sort of strokes, and then it'll go like this. So then we sort of pull them apart, tell him gentle and stuff. The other one is too nimble, and he's not ever got near her.
You can't get near her.
But yeah, he loves them. They don't like him,
No.
basically. But they've never swiped for him or anything like that, have they?
One thing I really loved was that when you're pregnant, and congratulations on being pregnant, we was like, oh my God, he's going to know the cat, he's going to notice him straight away. He did not even know that they were there for like maybe a year, 8 months, like the cats. And obviously you think that the baby's going to be able to see and touch them, and we're imagining him as a newborn sitting with the cats.
No.
But when he did start to notice the cats, and now he loves cats, like he's got a cat blanket, he loves it on TV. He wakes up in the morning, the cats will be outside the window, so he'll wake up and his first word is cat, you know?
This one's pretty simple. How old are you guys?
How old do you think?
Yesterday we were at friends' houses.
Oh no.
And they live on our estate, and so we haven't known them since school or anything, so they don't know our ages. And they asked how old we were. I told them how old I was, and he was really shocked. He
thought I was older than Liz.
He was. So basically, I'm 34.
Cougar.
I'm 35 this year. And our neighbours, Reese and Holly, we had dinner with them last night. And Reese was really shocked. He was like, no way, I thought you were like 26, 27. And I was like, oh my God,
yeah.
Reese, I love
I think he knew. I think he came to
Excuse me.
my birthday. Or he knew how old I was anyway.
So you are?
I'm 31.
So he's 31, I'm 34. And I get told about being an old lady constantly.
I'm a grandmother. The thing is, Liz denies that she's 3 years older than me, but I'm 31, she's 35.
No, I'm not 35, I'm 34.
I'm 35 this year. That's 4 years. Yeah, you're 34, I'm 31.
You're 32 next month.
You are 35 this year, hon.
You're 32 next month, and I only just turned 34. There's 2 years and 6 months between us. It's not 3 years.
Only just turned 34? November.
November.
6 months ago. Beginning of November.
So 6 months between November and May. So that's 2 years and 6 months between us. But it doesn't matter who's older, because he looks it. So
it's the hairline.
Comment below, who do you think looks older? We won't be offended. By the way, this is the steakhouse stack. It is chef's kiss.
The bang bang.
Nice.
Loved your house tour on YouTube. I'm in the process of buying a countryside house too.
Oh, congrats.
Not much of it wasn't a question.
No. I was no question to it.
Roman as well, quick, cute. Okay, good one. Are you hoping for a girl? Yes. Me more so than Liz. So, I love Roman, but he is a mummy's boy. You know, he's obsessed with mummy. And I know this because I'm a mummy's boy as well.
Big time.
Huge mummy boy. So I know the love that a boy can have for his mother. And Liz was a bit of a daddy's girl growing up. So I really want a little girl because, okay, quick story. So Liz's 2 nephews and niece will go to the shop and the 2 nephews will come up to me and they're like, Chris, I want this chocolate, I want this magazine, I want this. And I'm like, no, put it back. You're allowed £1, you can get 1 chocolate bar. Her niece Alicia comes over with like a £20 magazine and like a big bag of chocolate.
Oh, LOL magazine, isn't it?
Yeah, and I just say, you can have whatever you want, darling. Like, I'm a real sucker for...
Chris, Uncle Chris, can I have this LOL magazine? I think we should do a shout out at this point to my niece and my 2 nephews. Because they absolutely love YouTube and they keep asking if they can be in one of our videos. So, hello Alicia, hello Giuseppe, and hello Francesco.
Oi.
We love you. In response to that question, I really wanted 2 boys until recently. So the reason I wanted 2 boys is I'm one of 2 and I have a sister and we're like really close. And I've got twin cousins, they're 2 girls obviously. They're really close, and so they were saying like the same sex siblings grow up as really, really close. So I was like, yeah, 2 boys. Then I was in Sainsbury's and I saw a baby grow with a tutu on it, and I was like, no, I need a girl. I need a girl.
Immediately.
And that was the turning point for me.
Immediately.
But obviously, happy with either.
What's a mukbang? I think we covered that at the beginning. I didn't really know what it was.
No.
We googled it and it was like eating a feast. Hopefully this qualifies as a feast. It's quite a lot of food.
We've been eating for quite some time now.
Yeah. Are you nervous about having a baby with a toddler? The sleep? Yes, because going out to work, getting out early, and I drive for a living, that was quite difficult. So having to, I'm sort of worried about that.
Yeah.
But this one's the superhero, you know, she's the one that's going to be here.
That was cute.
Going out.
I feel like we're more equipped this time because we've done it once, and we've done it quite recently as well. So I feel like that's going to help us. I'm not nervous at all. I'm really excited about it actually. I know there are going to be struggles, but the thing is, with the first year, basically, the first 3 months of a baby's life are the trenches. They are hard. You don't sleep. You don't really eat. It's just baby.
For us, anyway.
Well, it was for us, yeah. But in a lovely way. Like, it was amazing. Like, this tiny little human, and they just need you. Like, it's really beautiful. But it's hard. You don't sleep very much. Then I'd say until the baby reaches 1, they're very much, they need you a lot. And it's quite full on. And then once our baby Roman got to 1, things just got a whole heap easier, didn't they? So I know if it's going to be tough, it's going to be tough, and it's a fact. This is one thing I always say, everything is just a phase. If you can get through that phase, then you're laughing. So yeah, I'm not worried.
My lyrics, by the way. She always says I'll recycle her.
What's that?
Say nothing, everything's temporary.
You say temporary, I say everything's a phase. In the baby world.
You just remixed it, so, you know. In the baby world.
In the baby world, it's a phase. So, this one's pretty simple. What will the age gap be between your babies? So, this baby is due this autumn and Roman will be 20 months.
Caramba.
So yeah, 2 under 2. Oh, someone said, I loved your announcement video. It made my eyes cry. It made me cry my eyes out.
You're
It
reading.
made my eyes cry. Yeah, we got a lot of messages to say the same thing from friends and family and stuff. Oh, this one's quite, okay, have you got any ideas for a birth plan yet?
We're hoping to have a similar birth to last time. I know they're never similar, but similar. I know most births are never similar. But our plan is going to be how it happened last time, so I'll let Liz explain.
So yeah, at the start of my pregnancy with Roman, I was classed as high risk because I had tocophobia, which is a fear of labour and birth. So I was referred to a mental health specialist and I was allowed to have an elective C-section because I was too afraid to give birth. Then I did hypnobirthing with a lady called Sophie. I'll link her Instagram below if anyone's expecting. Get in touch with her, she's incredible.
Amazing, and can I just chip in with that?
Yeah, go on.
It's from the man's point of view as well. I was so unequipped until I'd done the hypnobirthing course with Liz, so couldn't recommend Sophie enough.
So I did my hypnobirthing with Sophie. She sends everything, it's all pre-recorded and she'll send it to you. And I think there was like 6 modules, so I listened to all those. And then you listen to MP3s in the bath and when you're relaxing. And I also did hip yoga, which I got with the course as well. And from there, I told my midwife, I'm not in fear anymore. I don't think I've got tocophobia anymore. And this tocophobia is something I've had since I was like a child. Like I used to say to my dad, I'm not going to have children because I'm too scared. So yeah, she literally changed my life. And so then I said to my midwife, I'm not scared anymore. And she said, okay, we can now put you as low risk. And then with hypno, they do suggest a water birth. They sort of go hand in hand. So yeah, I did a water birth. I had no interventions, no drugs, no pain relief. And it was incredible. Although it hurt like a... It was so positive, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay. What do you guys do for a living? I am a product specialist. I work in NHS supply chain. So we sell medical equipment to the NHS basically. So I'm working out on the roads and I'll go out and do assessments with occupational therapists.
You love your job, don't you?
I absolutely love my job. Hope no one from work watches this because it's going to sound pretty cringe, but I honestly will never work for another company. It's the job is good and I love like the day-to-day what you're doing, but it's just the best company.
Yeah,
I could have.
They treat you well, don't
Yeah,
they?
really, really well. And Liz, what do you do? So what did you do before?
So before I had my baby, I did asset finance for a long time. And then I moved from asset finance over to a bank and I was doing commercial mortgages for a bank. Then I left to go on maternity and then I didn't go back to that job.
Basically Chandler from Friends. No one really knew
never understands
what she done. It sounds all fancy, but we didn't really get it.
Now my boss is so demanding.
Super demanding.
Super demanding.
Quite irritable, I'd say.
Irritable, always hungry.
Doesn't really speak that nicely to you.
Yeah, I've been trying to talk to him for about 16 months now and I've never actually had a response.
No. I did actually hear something he said to this morning and I didn't really agree with. I thought it was quite nasty. He said,
So next one is, are you going to find out the sex of the baby?
oh, controversial.
Cod.
I'm choking on that question. So, I don't want to find out. Someone said it to me, and it's really stuck to me, that there are no true surprises left in life because of social media and, you know, like you can get a surprise party and you may not know anything about it. But if you look in the grand scheme of like finding out the gender of a baby, it's only recently that we've been able to do it. Maybe since the 50s, yeah. So like 60, 70 years we've been able to find out. I don't think we are supposed to know. We found out with Roman, but I would really love to not find out, because we know the first time round we was sort of worried it's the first time. We didn't want to have the added pressure of, oh, is it a boy, is it a girl, as well as having our first baby.
Because of my fear.
Yeah.
It was like, we were like, no, we need to know kind of thing.
But this time, I think we shouldn't find out.
I'm really impatient. So at the start, we always said, like, after we had Roman, we was like, right, second baby, we won't find out. But then when you're actually in the position, it's a complete different story, because like you can just find out. Basically, I really think it's a girl, and now I want to know, because I want to buy stuff. My sister wants to start buying stuff. My cousins want to start buying stuff, and we're all just dying to know whether we can buy pink stuff.
It was boy season before, you know, so I think we are due a girl. Like, I would say between, like, your cousins, my cousins had babies last year. We did people in our development, and just like friends and family of when, or like if you check on Facebook or whatever, all boys. I think there was 2 girls. Your best friend Betty.
Yeah, she had a little girl.
And who was the other one?
Nat and Danielle.
Our friends Nat and Danielle had a little girl. Other than that, all boys, which was scary. So I think we are due a girl.
And my cousin, I was with my cousin Abby yesterday, and she said to me she thinks it's girl season this year, because she said she knows a few people that have started having girls this year.
We're saying boy season and girl season. Like, it's a thing. It's not, but I think they sort of come in waves. So basically, to answer your question, I don't want to find out. Liz wants to find out. So obviously,
we're finding out. People always say, who wears the trousers in your relationship?
I wear the trousers. Liz picks the colour.
How's your McDonald's going? I feel a bit sick.
I knew you were going to struggle with it. So Liz, when she's pregnant, has got like eyes of a really hungry man.
Hungry man.
Hungry man. And then she ends up eating like a
sparrow.
Absolute sparrow.
I literally ate like half a bite. To be fair, I think I've done pretty well. I've eaten a lot more than I usually would.
I'm still powering through. I'm still going.
I've had a lot of nuggets. I've had a double cheese. I've finished half my chip, and I had the smokehouse thing. This is the only thing I haven't finished.
That's
I haven't even started. But
you'll end up saving that, guarantee.
I'll have that a bit later. So this question, I could have sort of answered this earlier with my with the question about my birthing plan. I'm due in September and I'm petrified. Any advice for labour? Do hypnobirthing is what I would say. Like, it will change your life. You won't be scared. It just equips you. Like, you just have all the knowledge, and you feel so prepared to go into labour, and your partner will hopefully do it with you and prepare them with all the knowledge. Because basically, when you're in labour, like when I was in labour, Chris was my brain and my mouth.
And I was actually quite embarrassed with how little I knew about like female anatomy, about birth. I didn't know when the baby comes down into the birthing canal that their head spins and turns to get through the pelvis and shoulders. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, hypnobirthing, do it. It's incredible. So someone has said, show us your bump.
There's no pictures of your bump yet on social.
I posted one today in my underwear. So this is the current bump. As of today, I am 15 plus 2, I think. But by the time this goes out, I'll be 17 plus 3, I think. But yeah.
And I am double cheese with Stackhouse, some chips and some nugs. What else we got? Give me that. I'm going to read some.
There's the Minto there.
Do you have any names yet? So, we do. We are going to be doing a video on potential names list, try and get some feedback on them. And we think we're pretty set on both a boy's name and a girl's name.
Yeah. We've got middle names for girl as well. We haven't got middle names for boy. Potential,
so
actually.
The girl's name is... So basically, funny story, when Roman, when Liz was pregnant with Roman, I was just so gassed to be a dad, and I was just like telling everyone.
He told everyone. Like, not, we had a gender reveal, so everyone knew it was a boy. Everyone knew the exact due date.
Yeah.
Everyone knew his name as well.
I was just excited. I wanted to tell
No, I
everyone, and
know.
I'm like, I'm a baby, we're going to call him Roman. And I sort of got told off a lot by Liz. She was a bit like, look,
Well,
there's no surprise to it.
He's
They
the
knew
one
the
that
gender.
wants the surprise, remember? He was the second baby.
I know.
He didn't know
So I've been sworn to secrecy. I haven't even told my mum.
No, we're not telling anybody. One thing I would say about names though is if you voice a name, say for example, I'm pregnant. Oh, have you thought about any names? Yeah, I'm thinking of Henry. That's not the name. But like say us, yeah, we're thinking of Henry for a boy, and then go, oh, I went to school with a boy called Henry. I really hated him.
Yeah.
Oh, he was gross. And then you think, well, that's just tainted that name for me.
It doesn't for me. Like for you, you're really easily led with stuff like that. You get put off so easy. So we can't tell anyone because...
But then if you were to have the baby and then go, this is Henry, and then people are like, oh, what a nice name, even if they don't think it, because it doesn't matter to anyone else, it just matters to us. If we like it, that's all that matters, isn't it? So, we aren't telling anybody. Christopher liked the surprise, didn't he? You wanted that fun?
I wanted a surprise. How do you think Roman will do with the baby? Has he been around babies before?
Yes, he has been around babies. Our cousin Jen, well, I say our, his cousin Jen had a baby in January.
She's your cousin too?
Yeah, she's like my bestie as well. My best friend Betty just had a baby in March. My cousin Sarah had a baby in November. He's been around a lot of babies. He's not interested in the slightest.
Oh, I don't know. When he met Betty's baby for the first time,
he's a little bit intrigued.
he was quite like, he was over the Moses basket, sort of saying, "What's this?" But he's like typical toddler boy, like just slappy and wants to grab things, and he's boisterous. Yeah. But when Betty was up at the table with the baby, he pulled the chair over, stood up, and he said, "Baby," didn't he?
He did. She was doing baby girl's nappy, and he came over, and he's been saying the word baby for a while now, because I like rub my belly and go, baby, baby.
Hey, baby.
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 I didn't actually know, I mean, he probably doesn't remember his baby in there, but I didn't know that he knew what he was saying. Like, he says baby, but I didn't know he knew what an actual baby was. And he pulled his chair up, looked at baby girl, and he went, baby. And I was like, oh, it was really cute.
Baby.
So yeah, he's been around babies. Oh, we're not worried about that.
No.
Ow.
But, you know, it's something that needs to be on our radar because...
Yeah, of course.
We don't know what it's like having two children.
Yeah.
We're not experts even with one child, you know. So
yeah. One thing I would say is that I've got a couple of ideas for when we bring the new baby home. So first of all, we're going to get a gift for Roman and tell him that it's from the baby. Second tip is when Roman meets the baby for the first time, I want it to just be the four of us here, and I want to be holding Roman, and then I want Christopher to bring the baby in and then just place the baby down in front of us, say for example on the sofa or on the bed. Roman's on my lap, new baby gets placed on the sofa or the bed, and then Roman and I and Daddy look at the baby and we talk about the baby. Who's this? This is your sister, this is your brother, like this. So that Roman still feels like he's
part of it.
He's not being replaced.
Did you say it was you the research that you read was surrounding? The research you read was surrounding. It's really important bringing the baby to him or bringing him to the baby. What was it?
It's bringing the baby to him
rather than
because if you show up. If you and I walked in, he's here, you and I walk in the room and be like, Roman, you've got a new brother or sister. He's going to be like, oh, like, have replaced me kind of thing. So if we have Roman and we bring a baby to it, do you know what I mean? Like that.
Right, okay.
And then my third tip, which I've been looking into it and stuff, I don't think we'll have an issue, but just to be on the safe side, my third tip that I heard from someone was, so if I'm feeding the baby and I can't obviously get up and play with Roman, and I'm like, sorry, mummy's busy at the moment feeding baby Henry. So then
Henri, we're gonna say Henri, okay, big Arsenal fan.
So if I say, Roman, mummy's busy at the moment, I can't play with you. Then when I finish feeding the baby, I'm gonna put baby down in their Moses basket or wherever, And then I'm going to say to the baby, I'm sorry, baby Henry, Mummy can't be with you now because Mummy needs to play with Roman now, so that Roman feels like they're getting the same treatment.
Yeah. I think it was your cousin that said that, and said also that if they're both screaming,
that's a really big one as well.
Yeah, if they're both screaming, and I didn't even think of this, but it's actually so right.
This is my cousin Abby. Thank you.
Yeah, she's got two babies, and said if they're both screaming at the same time, go to the eldest because they're the one that are going to remember it, and they don't scream all day when they're 1 or 2 years old. But babies, newborns, do scream a lot. So
yeah, I really like that actually, because if I was in a situation where both the babies were crying, my initial reaction would be go to the baby. That's not right because babies cry a lot, whereas Roman doesn't cry a lot. So go to the big one.
I think that's pretty much it.
So go get yourself a McDonald's now. It was good.
Yes. Was that it?
Yeah.
Make sure you watch the next video that's going to come up on the end screen. It's us telling our friends and family that we're pregnant with baby number 2. Cheers. Bye.